But I watched a bunch of movies on my flights to Israel and back, and and I saw The Matrix reminded me, but I saw the first John Wick,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this movie?
Had you never
Uh,
seen it before?
no, I've never seen it before, and I was like, something's horribly wrong with this movie,
This movie's
and I
awesome.
had like, and I got this whole theory about it, and I was like, I was gonna share it with you. It's like there's something about John Wick that's like, I was like, this movie is so bad, but is it intentionally bad? Like, is it self-aware that it's bad? Kind of like certain other movies. Like, is it trying to be bad intentionally in order to be trashy? Because if it doesn't make these mistakes that are very obvious, um, then it would be more like it wouldn't be a bad movie, and then it would have to live up to higher standards. It's like there's things about that movie. It's like it's like the doctor is like fixing his cut or something, and he's like, "Do you need something for the pain?" He's like, "I got it covered," and he's got the alcohol drink in his hands, and I'm like, "Come on, who wrote that line? Who directed that scene and thought that's gonna play in the movie in the theater? Like seriously, there's all this stuff where like this has to be intentional. Like they wanted to make it kind of like a B movie quality, and it upsets me, but other people just think that it's kick ass or something. I don't know. I had like a whole theory about it as I was watching it. I borderline was gonna stop it. I don't often stop movies halfway because I feel like movies are short enough that you can muster through even a bad movie and then have a full opinion about it. But I wanted to stop it and it was like, no, I have to keep going. Like I need to see if there's a point to all this, and it stayed consistent. So I do wonder if that's what the movie was going for. There's a few
I
other
mean, I don't know
examples.
about the way you're describing it is kind of negative, but I mean, I've heard the director and other people talk about the movie. I mean, I think they were definitely going for like a genre type of thing. They were going for like a revenge movie type of thing, which harkens back to not, let's say, not quite, Oscar winning type of quality of movies, but I'm not sure about the specifics that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, the only other example that I can think of, a big one, is they do the whole cliche, like, not to mention that it's impossible, like Rambo style, the fact that he takes on so many people and none of them get the best of him, especially when there's multiple coming at him at a time and they have weapons. This is not just physical prowess. Um, but when they do catch him, which they always do this in these movies, like they need to catch him to raise the stakes. Like, how is he gonna get out of it? They do the whole cliche thing. Is like they're not gonna kill him there. They're gonna take him somewhere just so he can get away. And I'm like, you could have fixed this so easily. Like, like you have William Defoe as his guardian angel of sorts, right? Like in the hotel, he saves him when the assassin, the female assassin, tries to get him. He saves him there. He could have saved him too when they catch him, like when they catch him, like in that chase or something. Instead of them taking him to another location, and then in that location he gets away somehow. They could have easily just had him save him again, and that thing. So there's like little things like that. It was like it almost feels like intentional mistakes. Um, in any case, I don't know, Matt. The when you saw that movie, did you feel like about like those little bumps, or did you feel like it was kind of like just going through the motions, like worked overall?
I don't even recall that movie having a plot. I just I mean it's just assholes. Theon Greyjoy kills his dog, so he goes out and kills a bunch of people.
The
Hey,
Punisher, I
I
mean, I'm
guess
sorry, John Wick is exactly what a Punisher movie should be, but nobody has managed to do just yet. It's
right.
like it's not a movie that has some sort of redemption to it. It's not a movie that has some sort of like overall thing. It's you set up a plot for a reason why this guy, who's a special person, has a reason to kill a bunch of people, and then the rest of the movie is that. And that's more or less what a properly made Punisher movie would be. And that's the closest we've gotten to it so far. But I mean, they're not, I don't know. I think John Wick is a great movie. I think the second one amps things up to another level. Although I do have a few issues with the second one. Um, and then the third one is just like really fun and interesting. You get Halle Berry shows up in that one. It's really good. And I don't know if either of you guys have, I think Matt said he saw it. I don't remember, but the
I did.
fourth one is my favorite. I just saw that one when it came out in theaters last year or whatever it was. And I absolutely loved that fourth one. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's almost I'm almost intrigued to check them out just because, especially if the fourth one's the best one, because it's like, where are they gonna go with this? There was already nowhere to go even with the first movie, let alone like sequels. But yeah, no, it's
Where do
it's
they
interesting.
go? They go international, Gil. That's
Oh
what
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, James Bond style. But
you got to have
but
John Wick with some jet setting.
but point is like any writer, that's worth anything would usually figure out some of these like mistakes or plot things or stupid dialogue. Like they would make it more adequate. But that's what I'm saying. Like I that's why I wonder if it's like intentional mistakes. Like if it's intentional things just to get a vibe, like a certain vibe of like a trashy movie where you don't worry about the details, like that there's like you have to suspend your belief because nothing makes sense, like intentionally, because if you try to have it make sense, it's gonna disappoint you. Like,
I can't recall the part you're talking about where they capture him because I've actually only seen each of the four movies one time. But I do need to rewatch them, so maybe I'll feel differently once I see it. I don't know.
no, yeah, I was you actually you left the thing for a minute, but I was
There was a
mentioning
mistake.
it. Like it's the whole thing where like they catch him after this chase, and then they take him to another
No,
location.
I heard you
But
talking about it. I just don't
yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah. So like yeah, and then like I thought like I don't know why he couldn't just like save him then and there,
Right,
and that would have like been more believable, and you wouldn't
right,
have the cliche, and you can still have the cliche of talking. Maybe they would have said a few lines, the whole bad guy catching the good guy, and before they kill him they started giving him the speech, the cliche.
right.
But
Yeah.
just do it in the same location. You don't have to go off to another location. Do it there, and then his guardian angel can save his ass and all that, like over there. But it's okay. It's like it's detail, but I was just I wonder if maybe watching the other movies will. All I'm saying is that we obviously have examples of of um revenge movies where you don't need to make these many mistakes, and it could make a little bit more sense. Like even
Yeah.
Tarantino's revenge movies are ridiculous, but they still have a certain story logic that is
Yeah.
you know is faithful. He's faithful to. But it's okay. I just found that movie ridiculous. Maybe the other movies that I watched made a lot more sense. That in contrast, this was like just ridiculous. Um, but yeah, I guess that serves me right. The last time that I went to Israel, I watched the new Transformers movie, the Beast something something, and that one's also, oh my God, the story logic in that one was just all over the place. So
I
so
didn't
I
even
guess
make it
bad
that
movies are
far.
bad movies. Maybe that's what it is. Like it's just like you can't just it's just a subpar movie. I just thought that people really responded strongly to John Wick. I thought it was like a high quality like action movie, like
Well,
Matrix level.
the action is extremely high quality in it.
But exactly, but the story and dialogue and the acting is horrendous. Like it is like subpar at best. But in any case, it's fine. At least I watched it. I've been meaning to watch it for years because everybody's like, it's like
Yeah.
got three sequels, but yeah.
I'll admit I was real late on the John Wick bus train, whatever you want to, whatever that phrase is. Um, I wanted to see the first one really bad. It came and went in theaters. I was too busy to see it for some reason. I think something else was out at the same time or whatever. But um, And then when the second one came out, it was one of those things that happens to me with certain movie franchises. Like I really wanted to see it, but I hadn't seen the first one yet, so I wasn't about to. And then I heard that Halle Berry was in the third one, and I thought, oh my goodness, like I better hurry up and see these movies. And finally, I wasn't going to go see that one in theaters either because I hadn't seen the first two. And finally, when I heard that the fourth one was coming out, I said, I'm not letting this happen again. And I went and found all three of them on Blu-ray, like in a package deal thing. And I was like, perfect. And I spent like one weekend watching all three movies. And then I think the Monday following or something like that, I went and saw the other one, the first, or I guess it would have been the Friday following or whatever. I saw the fourth movie when it first came out. And it was an amazing week of my life. But yeah,
that's good. I'm glad. I guess that's what they made it. That's for high octane action.
The fourth one is. I'm just gonna say this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I mean, I would say that some of the acting in the fourth one is very, very good, particularly from some of the side characters. Just a thought. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean,
which actors?
There's like a guy whose name I always forget. I can tell you right now though. His name is Hiroyuki Sanada. He's an awesome actor.
Japanese?
Yes, Japanese actor. He's awesome in it. Donnie Yen's in it. He's really good. You know.
Cool. Maybe I should skip to the fourth one.
No. Definitely don't do that. Don't
read the synopsis of 2 and 3 and.
No. You should definitely watch all.
See, I kind of feel like now I feel like John Wick is the equivalent of The Expanse, or people keep telling me, well, you really need to like wait till season 4. That's when it really gets good. It's like seriously, like I'm not gonna spend that much time just to get to like the good stuff.
The Expanse, I agree with you that it took me a long time to really get into it, but I think by the end of the first season, I was pretty much hooked.
I've watched, I think, the first 2 seasons, and there's nothing yet. There's like one storyline that was remotely interesting, like the whole thing about the Martian, soldier that gets like mixed up with the whole experiment, and then she gets interrogated on Earth. Yeah, that stuff was interesting, but it's like one storyline out of like 20 that they've had by now. It's not a good batting average. So, you know.
In John Wick 4, you get to see Scott Adkins acting and fighting in a gigantic fat suit, and that alone is worth the price of admission.
That's in 4?
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's a colorful movie. It's definitely like, it's a kaleidoscope of like characters and all that. I totally get it. It's just subpar, but yeah. It's no Dark City.
Yeah.
Or The Matrix.